what we're going to do today is basically I'm just going to work through the first one here with you, and then this is just practicing stuff we've been doing over the last few days, and then I'm going to let you work on it in groups for the rest of the day, okay? So let's look at this first one. Before we answer any questions on it, though, let's just look at what's going on in this picture. So if you'll notice, there's 4 cursive letters up here. What are the 4 cursive letters you see? What are the specific letters? P, Q, R, and that's a little r, okay? Now, what's the difference between this P and Q and to this R? Okay, good. So the thing is these two are lowercase and this is uppercase, right? So does this R go to this line right here? No, good. The R goes to the whole plane. So what goes to this line? P. Is the P, right? And it's easy to get that confused, but remember, it's going to be a lowercase for the line and it's going to be an uppercase cursive for the whole plane. So make sure you watch for that, okay? So this is line P. What points are on line P? B, F, and C. Okay, so now let's think about what this says. Name 2 coplanar lines.
Line P and line Q.
Okay, good. So line P and line Q are coplanar because they're on the same plane. So line P and line Q. Okay, now name 4 coplanar. What does coplanar mean again? Means on the same plane. Okay, so on the same flat surface. So name 4 of these over here that are on the same flat surface. Okay, there's actually 5 that are on plane S, right? There's E, C, F, B, and D. So you can choose any of those that you want to, just 4 of them. So I'm just going to say E, C, F, B, or something like that. Point E, point C, point F, and point B. Okay, next it asks for 4 non-coplanar points. Now again, as you look at this, if you'll notice this little dashed line right here, what they're trying to do is they're trying to show that that's like going down, that line right there is going down in there, okay, into that plane. So which point is going to be the point that's going to be not on that plane? It's point A. Point A is going to be up here, up above there somewhere, okay? So 4 non-coplanar points. So you could say like point E, point C, point F, and now I'm going to add point A. I know that gets confusing sometimes because you look at E, C, and F and you say, well, all 3 of those are on the same plane. Yeah, but we're considering the whole group here, and A is on a different plane. So as a group, these 4 points are non-coplanar, okay? You have to think about the whole group. Okay, then the last thing here is it says name plane R in 4 different ways. So how do we name a plane?
3 points.
Good, with 3 points, okay? So let's think of how we can name this plane right here. How do you think we could name plane R there?
Plane R.
Yeah, you can name it plane R.
BF.
Okay, so let's talk about that, okay? BFC. Could I name this plane BFC?
Yeah.
And the answer is no, okay? So let's talk about why that is. Why do you think BFC would not work to name this plane?
Because it's a line.
Because really BFC is just a line, right?
Yeah.
Okay, have I talked to y'all about the stool thing yet? Have I talked to you about a stool?
No.
Okay, so let me talk about a stool for a second. Okay, let's say you have a stool and it has 2 legs. You have a stool with 2 legs. Would that be a good stool? Now that'd be a pretty sucky stool, right? You'd be sitting there like going back and forth like that. They'd want to slip out from underneath you. It would stink to have a stool with 2 legs, okay? So let's say you had a stool with 3 legs, but let's say all 3 of those legs were just in a straight line. Is that going to do you any better? No, because then you're resting on the line. It's still going to be the same thing. You're going to be like rocking back and forth. Okay? Let's say you take those 3 legs, and instead of them being a straight line, you do it like this. Okay? Is that like that going to work? Yes. Okay? And that's why 3-leg stools are the best, because a 3-legged stool, if all the legs are the same length, will always sit flat on the ground. It won't rock back and forth. Like have you ever sit on a 4-leg stool where one leg is shorter than the other and it like rocks back and forth? Yep, I have. Okay? So a 3-legged stool is always the best thing. because whenever it sits like this, it's creating a plane. And so when you sit on that stool, you're resting on a plane instead of if the three are in a line where you're resting on a line. You don't want to sit on a line. It doesn't work good, okay? So the same thing right here. BF and C, that's like having a three-legged stool where all three legs are right in line. That sucks. You don't want that, okay? So we want a stool where the three legs are spread out like this, basically making a triangle, okay? So now, how do you think we can name this plane? EDB. That would be perfect. That'd be good. That's one way. Okay. Hang on, let me get that one down before I forget. EDB. Then what else?
BFB.
Okay, say again. B what? Okay, I'm just going to go for it. BDF. That would work. Okay. We're looking for four ways. Give me another way to name that same plane. ECF would work. And then one more way.
BCE.
And then BCE would be a good way also. Yep. Okay? All right, so like I said, what we're doing is we're practicing stuff we've been doing for the last few days. You can get grouped up. Go for it. Remember, no more than 4 per group, and do not split the work up. Work with each other through the problems.